Hi, welcome to my studio. I'm glad you've come to join me in my happy place. This is the place where I am creative, the place where I come to paint and work on ideas for future workshops, and it's just an area filled with creativity of every kind. So let me kind of show you around my desk and how I like things set up. I like things organized. That makes me feel good. So I've got my palette laid out, I've got fresh water, a little something to drink, and I love to draw from life. So I've got my props out. Sketchbooks, this is a piece that I finished. That became the inspiration for this painting. So final strokes, I'm almost done with it, but this is the place where I spend most of my days working on ideas for the future and my works. To the left of my desk over here is where I keep the cupboard that has all my illustrated journals and sketchbooks. Travels from, the last 20, 25 years. So whether it's been everyday life or it's been an adventure to a distant land or a nearby garden, everything that's important to me, personal aspects of my life are kind of captured in here. That's kind of why they're in a cupboard. My paintings, all of my paintings happen here first. So if they don't work as a sketch, they're never going to become a painting. So this is a treasure trove of information from past and future paintings. And in here is some of my little treasures, fountain pens. I collect them when I travel. I have many from Italy, but also from local places. I love to write with pens that have a personality. I'm not big on disposable pens, so this collection has been a lot of fun putting together and using. They're not just pretty, they're to be used. I have collections of things that mean something to me. My mentor was known as being the wise old owl, so that reminds me of Gerald Brommer when I see him. I met a woman, well, not actually in person, unfortunately, but she was a Russian artist that was living in Costa Brava, part of the Catalan region. And she did all these paintings of women's faces saying the women that were locked in stone. And I just thought it was so beautiful and symbolic. So that trip that I came back from Europe, I wonder why my suitcase felt like I was carrying rocks, is because I was very, very heavy. And along here I have some old vintage pens. Some of these work, some of them don't. For me, the pens are so symbolic for what I do, for my illustrated journals. The writing is so uniquely personal. And I look at these pens and think back about who used to write them and what was written. And down along here, books that are instructional that I keep around me. Some of them are books by friends, but I love to have reference information near me at all the time. So whether it's materials or it's about how to do certain techniques, I love my my books and my reference library in here. They're constantly being loaned out and coming back, so wealth of information. Here is a collection of old vintage inkwells, some of them dating back to the 1800s. And this inkwell right here actually goes back to Civil War era. And I think of the young men that were gone. And I look inside here in the little tiny inkwells that carried the ink where they were using it. So very symbolic, full of history. So these are just kind of fun things that I collect that resonate with me on a very personal level. In my studio, I have a collection of paintings by artists who I've admired, that have been mentors and friends, and so I like to be surrounded by paintings that have special meaning to me. They're friends that I'm inspired by. So I think that's very important as an artist, to be inspired by other people's work. On a separate wall is where I keep my paintings. Paintings that have been inspired by my travel journals, negative paintings, and I have quite a collection of paintings that are of art supplies, old fountain pens and inkwells. So not only do I collect them, but I love to paint them. And down this wall is just an assortment of paintings that I've created over the last couple of years. This is kind of my studio gallery where collectors come to visit and look at my work. When I made my studio, I knew I had to have a place where friends could come to visit, could sit, have coffee, and talk with me. And the Nook has been a place that I've enjoyed many friends over all the years. And I'm glad that you've come to visit and spend time with me, but you know what? I've got work to do, so bye.